Hello there, everybody. It's a Rogue Life here, and it's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I figure it's about time. I know I used to do Heroic Talks back in the early days of the channel, and a little bit to rant to. I remember my biggest gripe was like, what do I put in the background? Because I don't have, aside from writing, I don't think anyone wants to see like a lot of words sped run through. So But anyway, I now have a game that I can just talk over and not have to worry about. Blasted Duck Simulator. So if you're wondering why, there's a game attached to this one, and it's actually it's silly. It's silly, but you know what? I can't think of a better backdrop to just like talk over than this. It's a perfect podcast game, perfect talking thing. So what's happened? Well, last year, 2023, was a lot of highs and lows. And I'm not going to go into it. I wasn't very happy with the amount of time I took off, even though I needed it. I was physically sick. I was mentally not well for some time, and a lot of stress and worries and woes happened. Oh. Got a new duck. Anyway. What this talks is going to be is it's not structured like any of my other ones, so I'm going to just let everyone know that right now. It's just this is purely improv impulse, like off the top of my dome. I would like to do better to have more things in reserve. I initially had the very flawed idea that perhaps it would be better if I just recorded the day before and that be it, And for days when I had off, well, for days when I wanted to take off, basically, I would just power through one day to get them all done, and then be fine. I might start trying to have things in the backlogs and in reserves for whenever things are getting rough mentally. I may not put them up. I'm just going to talk through it. I'm sorry. I know I don't usually try to mute the mic, but it's a talks thing. That this is one of the reasons why I mute the mic so often and why I tend to get quiet. But I might start doing it where like maybe every day I maybe record one extra video. I'd probably let those videos be known that they're like I probably wouldn't let it be known. I'd probably just be like, oh, it's weird that he uploaded a random Yu-Gi-Oh! One when he seems to be quite on this type of grind. Or, so on and so forth. Another thing I was not too happy with was that every time I took a break for physical illness, I kind of felt like, I should come back at some point, but I never wanted to commit to it. Never just wanted to be like, hey, I actually feel better today, maybe I just do an impromptu, hey, I'm back, and keep going. And I can't tell if that was just due to laziness or that I really did just want to make sure I was okay before coming back. Even now, I do feel a little, not necessarily down and out, but I am a little under the weather. Stuffy nose, a little bit of a sore throat, but other than that, I'm pretty much alright. I've gotten a lot of games, which I'm excited to play, some of which I'm going to be playing off-screen and probably mentioning, and some of which I didn't really get anything this Christmas or this New Year's specifically to play for the channel, mostly because one of the things that tends to happen whenever I do is I won't actually touch the game outside of recording sessions, which kind of destroys my desire to play the game. Unlike Pokemon, where I was, playing my own account and such. And perhaps the playing my own account thing is the right way to go, using the Heroic YT accounts on Switch and stuff. It's the best way to handle things, but for things like Steam, I don't really have a backup account. I'd have to make a different save slot, and I always worry. I have a lot of worry about, like, oh, what if I accidentally play the game and then I advance past the story segment? So what I'm effectively going to start trying to do is, like, trying to record a little more you won't always necessarily hear my voice. You might just see like funny clips and shorts, which I want to start doing a little bit more of. I do have a lot of small clips from when I'm gaming, and thanks to the Switch and the PlayStation able to record like the last few seconds or something, I can show those funny moments and put my own dialogue to them. It's basically Microsoft text added atop it, but you know. Or again, like I did with life lessons, one of the first videos I had before shorts even became a thing, where it was just, haha, invader defeated, taunting bow, and rock thrown to the forehead, and I am now the dead. Another thing I have been also wanting to do for the channel is I want to start trying to weed out, I want to start trying to remove swearing, not necessarily because of, okay, in part, yes, due to YouTube, and they're cracking down on swearing, but also I want to try to do the Linkara thing, where I want to try to be funny without my swears. Because then when I do swear, it makes it even funnier. It's like, oh wow, so that really got him, you know? Oh! Blue ducky. You know, but for me, I want to try to improve on some things, and it seems like getting more content is one of the ways I feel like I can improve without, you know, destroying myself. Because one thing that happens is whenever I get into a project, sometimes my head gets the better of me, and it goes, well, now you're going to have a whole lot of work to do, and you're going to have less time to relax and enjoy yourself, and, you know, less time for your family and such, and I'm just like, ah. And sometimes I just need to silence that, which would be like, no, I'm good at my time management now. I'm not the 16-year-old who used to be like, well, I did all the homework, and now it's time to do nothing. And then still get upset when responsibilities come around. But basically, I also want to just take better care of myself, too. This doesn't mean the videos are going to be happening any less on the channel. I'm still going to do 6 videos a week. Bi-daily? Question mark? I don't know. You know the uploads are... well, the videos go out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Because from... and here's my mentality behind it, too. Monday is a rough day for everyone. So having a little something to laugh at, you know, watching the clown as he performs, I feel like it suits a Monday. Wednesday is the middle of the week in which, you know, you get a little hype because, you know, you're halfway through the week. Wednesday's normally the days, too, that people get half days, or they do a little something special for themselves. So that's why I made Wednesday one of the upload days, because I'm like, a little something extra in your pocket to enjoy. A little something else to save you off till, you know, the weekend. Friday is obviously a celebration of the fact that we made it, we survived the week. Weekend's here, we're going to go have fun. And now that you all know how I think of things, now it's time to go into... Oh. Now it's time to go into what I hope to do this year. So, I want to start getting out there a little bit more, despite the fact that I am nervous about advertising myself. If people see me on Twitter and stuff, they might be shocked to learn that I actually am, you know, a YouTuber, and I do have a decent-sized following from, you know, someone who's unknown. The 80 of you here are definitely such a blessing. Like, I was always nervous that I wasn't charismatic enough, or I wasn't funny enough to grow a following, even this organically, because it's been the biggest thing for me as to why I don't really advertise myself. I don't want to coast off. I don't want it to just be like, oh, I only got this far because I kept throwing my name out there, and some people decided to click. I want it to be found, but obviously with how the algorithm works and everything, wanting to be found and being found are two very vastly different things. And though I've told YouTube about this as well, in the surveys and stuff, I need to also get up and start taking risks, no matter how anxiety-inducing it is. And I do mean anxiety-inducing, even thinking about it. Ugh. What's funny, too, is I'm pretty sure if I went and talked to my doctor again about taking those tests to gauge my mental state, they would absolutely tell me something I'm kind of have a hint that might be true, but also something I don't want to hear. And I'm going to briefly explain that because I bet a lot of you people think, I bet quite a few of you think the same. Not a lot, but quite a few. Going to confirm something you know is wrong is never a bad thing, because then you can get help. Being afraid that people will treat you differently because you now have that bad thing attached to you is silly. You are still you. Even if it's confirmed and I have certain things, that's not going to suddenly change my personality. That's not going to suddenly take away anything from myself. It's not going to make my achievements even grander because, oh, you did it while you were under this. I'm still me. I'm still going to be me. What I have that affects me does not overwrite my personality. It does not overwrite who I am. It does not overwrite the good that I've done or the bad that I've done. The stupid things I've done will forever remain stupid. Justification just means, well, that's even less reason to do it. Because now that because you would have known. You would have known, oh hey, I actually am like this. I probably shouldn't do this. The whole thing is, I tend to be very harsh on myself. It's one of my, I want to say negative traits, but at the same time, I'm like, being harsh on yourself means that, you may not do a lot of things that will make it harsh on yourself, so you learn to relax a little bit more. Or that's essentially just how I think. But it's one of the traits I've had for a long time, even when I was little. I'd get in trouble for something I did, and before anyone could even punish me, I was already punishing myself the worst. And they're like, bro, don't do that. I used to have a lot. I don't want to go into it. There were a lot of cases when I was little, especially as a child. Because I was very good at hiding away, too. It wouldn't be found out that I would be doing those things, so they effectively... That's also part of why I punished myself, too. I could get away with it, so to speak. But, of course, my own guilt took over and said, are you sure you got away with it? I'm like, you know what? You right me. I'll punch myself for this now. I wasn't actually going to do a heroic talks or an update like this. I just figured... For the new year, I want to start doing things differently, and that's the main crux of the video too, is I want to start doing things differently. There were a bunch of shorts that I could have uploaded to the channel, added my own little touch to them. I saw the ducky in the background, I hope everyone caught that too. But there were a lot of things that I wanted to upload and I wanted to show off, but I kept overthinking and overthinking and overthinking. It's a common problem in my family, actually. I can't count the amount of times Jamer's overthought. I can't count the amount of times my own father's overthought. It's just what this family does. Especially Mini Legend. I love her to death. I love her to death. She is the little light of my life, despite the fact I'm only her older brother. And godfather. I will forever hold that one up because I get to make dad jokes for it. But she overthinks so much too, and me and Jamer are just like, yeah, she probably got that because we babysat her a lot. And it's just no way around it. Seeing it in her, it's just like, yep, nope, that is a learned pattern, I'm certain. So hopefully we can all learn to not overthink as much. Be it with affirmations or a crowbar. And a lot of aggressive love. Familial love. Yeah, so I do want to thank everyone for sticking around with me. I hope this year can be better for all of us, not just myself. And I very much do mean it when I say I hope everyone's taking care, staying healthy, doing what's best for you. And a large part of my channel, I'm going to pull back the curtains for a second and reveal part of the reason why I made the channel in the first place. I'm sure I've said this before in a different video, but I'm going to say it again because I love saying it. When I was very little, I had told my father, that's what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be someone who makes everyone happy. That was the childhood goal of mine. I was unfortunately told that that's kind of been an impossible task because of the fact that you can't make everyone happy, and unfortunately, some people out there, especially thanks to Twitter, gain happiness from taking away other people's happiness. Which I just don't like. It's part of the reason why, if anyone saw it, I got pretty annoyed on the first about, like, Twitter, and I was just like, you know what? I'm removing the trending tab entirely. I did it, too. I downloaded the extension, and it's just like, no more Twitter trending. It's just gone. If I see bad news, I'm seeing it because of the people I follow, and in which case I can just mute them temporarily, or I can just there's a whole bunch of things I can do now, but I don't see it anymore, and it's been like a weight lifted off my shoulders. A lot of things have been lifted off my shoulders. However, back to the channel mythos. Another very big thing about my channel was I wanted to keep that little dream alive. Like, well, I still want to make people happy. I want to cheer up people. I know a lot of YouTubers are what some people use to de-stress, to relax after a long day, to help cheer them up. I want to be able to do that for some people. I want to be able to be a place that people come to and smile and laugh and have fun. You know, I want my channel to be what I've heard everyone else describe it as. I want it to be that you all click on my channel, you're pulled up in my home, you're on the couch next to me, and you're watching me play the game, and we're all just having fun and laughing. Granted, you don't hear nearly as much silly or as much tilt as you would normally hear with me in real life. I promise you there's much, much more swearing. But there's also a lot of, like, little things I do, random noises I've made due to frustration. Granted, I would rather make the random noises than spout out enough expletives and insults towards the unfeeling, unthinking AI. Then, you know. But another thing that really pushed me to do this was, in high school, I had a health teacher. I'm not going to say the high school, I'm not going to say the teacher's name. Just know that he is a man that I very much prided having as my teacher. Because he taught me a very important, very valuable lesson that stuck with me ever since. I'm going to share that lesson with you. Stress is a very horrible and insidious killer. It creeps up on you before you even know it. It ruins your body. And it does so much to you that not even healthy eating or a healthy lifestyle can really handle. It can help improve your chances, of course, sure. You know, and getting every advantage, but if you are overly stressed, you can do so much damage to yourself without even realizing it. And the story he told us was this. Around his neighborhood one day, you would always see this man just dancing, right? Just dancing. And he always saw the headphones in his ears. He's like, oh, he just must be jamming out to some music. One day he discovered that those headphones weren't plugged into anything. Man had gone crazy. And I believe it was due to stress. I believe my teacher had known the man. And he knew that he was very stressed out. And the craziness just drew... The craziness and stuff was all brought on by how stressed out he was from his activities. He just cracked. I want my town to be a place where you can go to de-stress. It's always been a big, big thing about me in my life, where I'm like, I want to de-stress. I want to be the de-stress guy. I want to be the cheerful giant. I want to be the happy-go-lucky guy who's just like, hey, let's all have fun and relax for a bit. And that's what the channel has basically been about. It's why I don't like recording when I'm in a bad mood. And that bad mood drips out. I wear my heart on my sleeve a lot. It's very easy to tell when I'm upset. I say this because my family has constantly known, despite me trying to hide it, which I shouldn't do, but they've always known, especially Jamer. Jamer, buddy, what's wrong? What are you talking about? I'm alright. No, you're not. What's up? Is it that bad? I can almost feel it myself. And again, I'm an empath. Mini Legend's an empath. I'm pretty sure most of the family has a bit of empathy. Well, empath-y, as in, like, they are also empathic in them. And also we're a tight-knit family. We can feel when each other's going through something rough. It's part of what I always tell Jamer whenever he's going through something. Share it with me. I can feel it. And that's not even a joke. I feel it. It's something that I almost pride myself in. Like, I can tell and I can help. But for the most part, I think I got out everything. And I'm happy to share these things with you guys. I do hope I can go into this year stronger. I do hope the channel can grow. I don't know exactly what milestones I want to set for myself. I think getting 100 followers this year is more than doable, and I would love to show that off. I want to try advertising myself more. I want to try doing collabs with maybe some other people that I can reach out to. I first have to reach out to them and, you know, debut my patented brand of charisma, which apparently does work, because, you know, some people have seen me and been like, hey, you're not nearly as annoying as you seem like you would be. No, they haven't said that, but, you know, I've made some acquaintances on Twitter, and, like, my brand of comedy doesn't always hit, but some people have liked what I've said and such, so perhaps this time I actually finally started using my Twitter to advertise my channel as well, instead of just being like, I type funny stuff here. I don't know about the Tumblr, to be honest. I've had so many projects and tried so many things at this point. I'm just like, I'm pretty much keeping it out of pure stubborn determination. I'm gonna leave it as a giant frog that sits on my screen and just like, hey, use me. And if it gets used, it's all up to if I remember to use it, to be honest. Not even a thing of laziness, it's just, it's once again, the overthinking thing. But I'd say that's enough out of me. To wrap up, gonna do better this year. I hope everyone else does better this year. We're gonna improve. Let's get to 100, and let's see where we go from there. And until then, I want to thank you all for watching. Ooh, new ducky. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Much appreciate you if you do, and for sticking around. And until the next one, I just want to say, laters.